here
All
together.
right. This is awesome. We got all four of us in here. I love it.
Yeah, this is great. Wow.
Cool. And we got like a longer view.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing I
haven't seen a live with 4 people. That's kind of exciting.
Isn't it
Pretty
cool? I love
yeah,
that we
it's
can
really
do
fun.
this. They introduced this maybe about 6 months ago or so, and I've never done it before. So I was like, let's do it. Let's have all of us in and chat. Have a party.
So awesome.
So
Yo,
thank
Nate
you.
with the hair today.
Check it. Yeah.
Nate's hair. I
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh. It's just like, it's going off. I want to make sure I'm looking nice for all the Insta people who are tuning in.
I did my
love
hair
it.
too, but I like yours better.
Yeah.
Looks awesome. You guys look great. All of you.
Aw, thank you. And thank you to all 3 of you for joining me today. We're going to have fun chatting about the bundle. Look, we all have smoothies. Julie, do you have a smoothie?
Right now, I do have a smoothie because you know my husband makes my smoothies every single night. So I do have 2 smoothies actually, but they're sitting in the fridge because knowing me, I would like dump smoothie on myself.
Oh, that's awesome. So today we're going to be talking with Julie because Julie bought the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle last time. So we had another bundle in April and it was totally different than the one we have now. But the common thing between both of them is it's low fat, it's oil free, it's all raw. So every single book that you're getting in the bundle is all raw vegan and low fat. So it's a great tool to start implementing more raw foods into your life. And you can get the link from my bio, Nate's bio, Yelina's bio, and maybe next time we'll get it from Julie's bio too.
Maybe.
Maybe. So Julie, let us know a little bit about what made you want to buy the bundle last time and your experience with it.
Yeah, so I went vegan a few years ago for health reasons. And I was still struggling with those same health issues in April when I bought the bundle. And I had kind of flirted with going raw, but I was mostly just vegan. I was still eating a lot of vegan junk food, a lot of chips and cookies. There's a lot of things that are vegan that are still not healthy for you. Mm-hmm. And so I had kind of flirted with trying to introduce more raw foods into my diet, but I was struggling to do that in like a creative way. And I had been following Lissa for a while. And so I saw the Raw Vegan Bundle pop up and I was like looking at just how much was packed into this, like so many ebooks, so many recipes. And I consider myself like a recipe collector. Like if I see new fun recipes, then I want to throw it into my stash because I always want to have like creative options available. So that was what drew me to the Raw Vegan Bundle, was just like the variety that was in this and just how much value was packed into it for such a tiny price point. Like it was just kind of a no-brainer. Like that. That's why I bought it.
Nice.
So glad you did. So
yeah,
glad you did.
yeah. So what was some of the first things that you made? What were some of the first things that you made?
There were some, I think like what I really focused on was there were a few ebooks in there, like just focusing on fruit for meals. And that was kind of a newer concept to me, just eating like a mono meal or something like that. And that was, what I focused on for my breakfast, was just trying to make my breakfast easier and then introducing like other stuff into the day. So breakfast, I eat a lot of fruit. And then for lunch, I actually do a lot of green smoothies because that's what helps me get through the day and I can keep working and just kind of keep going, keep myself nourished and hydrated all at the same time. So the smoothie recipes, some of the fruit bowls, and then lots of just creative options for dinner. The salads, I think the pizza one was in there, right? Chris's book, was that in the last one?
I don't remember if it was in the last one, but there were pizza recipes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know there was some pizza recipes. I'm not sure if his book was in that one or not. I can't remember.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I wasn't part of that one yet, so I have no idea. But the last one, I do know it was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, yeah, and that's the thing though. Every single bundle has different stuff. So if people bought the last bundle, this bundle's totally different. Like
Mhm.
not one thing in this bundle was in the last bundle. It's all brand new. We all got together and created brand new content just for this bundle. So if anybody wants to grab this bundle, of course you can buy all the stuff after. Like you can buy my party food book after. You can buy Nate's Alive book after. You can buy Yelina's book, Let's Get Raw, after. But you're going to be paying full price on their website. It's not going to be in a collection. So this collection is only available for like 2.5 days. We only have 2 full days left after today to get this bundle. It ends on November 1st, which someone in the chat said it was World Vegan Day. So yes, we are ending on World Vegan Day at midnight Pacific time. So try to get the most out of World Vegan Day, ending it at the latest time possible.
And you
so
know, it's interesting too, because I've been saying, like, even if you're only using 1, 2, or even 3 books out of the entire bundle, it's still worth the $50. Like the party food book alone, what do you have that priced at?
that's $27, and then your book is $20, and then Yelina, how much is yours?
22.
$22.
Yeah.
So even just the 3 of our books pays for the bundle.
Yeah.
But we also have the holiday book,
Yeah,
which
the
is an
the
exclusive
collaboration.
bundle only collaboration. It's a collector's edition valued at $50, and it's part of the bundle. And you'll never be able to get that book again because we made it special just for this bundle, collector's edition.
So
So
cool.
much value, so much
Mhm.
variety. Like it's just
Yeah.
amazing how much you
Ooh.
pack into those.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
and that book
collaboration book.
has 63 holiday themed recipes, which we all got together and put our absolute favorite holiday recipes in there. So if you are celebrating this year, you've got stuff you can take to family gatherings, stuff you can make for your own family, stuff that you can make just for you, because we all know we should be eating more fruits and veggies, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So Julie, when you bought the bundle, what was your experience? Like how much of it did you use, and how did that change your health?
How did it change my life? That's the better question. Like, I mean, literally my whole life. And I'm going to tell you because it really was life transforming for me. And I want everyone to know, like, I'm not in this bundle. I'm not getting anything out of this at all. So I'm just here to tell you what this did for me because it was absolutely life-changing. So I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder called undifferentiated connective tissue disease. It's essentially a variety of symptoms from all kinds of autoimmune disorders. They don't really know what to diagnose you with, so they give you this label. And I dealt with symptoms of that for years. Fatigue, joint pain, nausea, having all kinds of gastrointestinal issues. And I dealt with that even after going vegan. I still was having a lot of these symptoms. So when I decided to finally go raw, which the raw bundle is really the reason that I did that, and I had all of these resources available to me, and I felt so inspired seeing so many other people's stories and seeing so many of these resources and all of these recipes and all of these different tools that I could use to go raw, that I decided to finally go raw. And this summer, I met with my doctor, my rheumatologist, and we went to review my lab work. That would have been like mid-August, I guess. And she was like, Julie, I don't want you to come back and see me anymore. And I was like,
wow.
What? I got fired by my rheumatologist.
Wow.
She was like, you're in remission. And so she wants me to do annual lab work. And I have to like keep doing follow-ups with her. But she was like, you're healthy. And it wasn't just that my lab work reflected that. I felt so much better. Like I have energy throughout the whole day now. I used to take naps in the afternoon. I used to crash every afternoon. So I have like energy throughout the entire day. And I don't have any more pain. And that was huge for me because I feel like even after I cleaned up my diet and I went vegan and I was eating lower fat, I was still really struggling with waking up in the morning just feeling achy and like just cruddy in general. And so like I felt so much better. I was able to go back to Disney with my kids. We're a big Disney family, and like chase them around the parks and stuff, and actually like stay ahead of my family the whole time. You know,
Wow.
it's just like a complete transformation versus, you know, feeling like I was constantly being held back just because I didn't feel good. Like my symptoms and just like that lifestyle was really holding me back from, you know, my full potential and really getting to live life. Like I was just surviving and not really thriving. And so it changed my life in that way. It also changed my life because I found my business coach. And because I was feeling so much better, I was able to launch this business that I, you know, had always dreamed of helping people with their relationships. My background is in communication. My background's in interpersonal relationships. And I really, really wanted to be able to help people, but I couldn't do that because I couldn't even help myself because I was so sick and I just felt so miserable. So Raw Vegan Bundle gave me the resources to help me go raw, feel better. And then I found this, you know, business resource to be able to launch your own vegan business. And that changed my life too, because I was able to do what I love and make a living doing it. So that was pretty amazing. And then speaking of my business, because my business is about helping people with their marriages and their relationships, I believe that well-being, like everyone seems to focus on diet and exercise. When you're talking about well-being, they tend to focus on what they're eating, how much they're working out, maybe hydration, maybe how much they're sleeping at night. But we don't tend to think about relationships. And relationships, you know, they affect how you feel, and how you feel affects your relationships. So when you feel miserable all the time because you feel cruddy and you feel like, you know, symptomatic all the time, it's hard to have thriving relationships because when you feel cruddy, you're going to be more irritable. And when you're more irritable, you're going to snap more often. So me feeling better drastically improved the health of my relationship with my husband as well, and with my kids, because I'm just the best version of me now. So I'm not trying to be cheesy, but Raw Vegan Bundle really changed my life.
That is so awesome.
Thank you for
Did you know
sharing.
about like the raw vegan lifestyle before the bundle?
I did, and I think I was like really confused about what it was. Like I just thought I would have to eat salad all the time. And honestly, I didn't eat my first salad till I was like 26 or 27, and I had like a leaf of spinach that I put on a sandwich or something because I just was not a veggie eater. And something that I really love that Alyssa talks about is eating salads in disguise, where you can, you know, you can eat sushi and you can eat wraps and you can eat tacos and you can eat soup and you can eat burgers and you can eat pizza and you can still be raw. And that was something that like really blew my mind. That's not something that I knew about before the bundle.
So cool.
Awesome. Awesome. We had a question in here. Somebody was asking about what is your favorite recipe in the bundle. Now there's over 1,000 new recipes in the bundle, so they definitely don't know what our favorite is, but we'll go around and we'll see who has a favorite recipe. For me, so far, I mean, again, there's been so many that we've tried already and we still have hundreds to try.
Hundreds.
But I'm going to say my favorite, I'm going to say 3 because I just can't pick, but the volcano
3.
sushi, Karen's tomato bisque soup, and I really liked the pierogies from Aga. Nate, go.
Well, definitely the volcano sushi, 100%. And what was that one that we made? I can't remember what we made of yins. Do you remember that? It was the first one that
The
we made.
first one? I don't remember what it was called, but it's in the bundle. It's in her Fun with Asian Raw Food 3 book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, those would be 2 that stand out. Of course, there are so many more, but I don't want to like go anymore. I'm done.
Yelina, what's been your favorite?
Okay, so the marinara sauce from the lasagna rolls really blew my mind. That is the best marinara sauce I've ever had. I really enjoyed the cherry vanilla ice cream that's in my ebook. To be honest, I haven't tried as many recipes as you guys have. So the marinara, the cherry vanilla ice cream, and I'm not a cherry fan, but that one came out so good. It was so sweet. Something about dates and ice cream really like top it off. And I really enjoy the masks in Jeanette's beauty ebook. Like, so good, so good.
Yeah.
It's not a recipe, but it's in the bundle, and like really, it's so fun and like minimal ingredients. That's what I like about it. Really easy, so leaves your skin glowy and soft.
Totally, yeah. And there's more than just recipes in the book, in the bundle. There's like, I wrote Let It Snow, which is my story on how I did raw for the first 5 years of my raw journey in the winter. Nate has the Alive book, which teaches how to sprout and grow your own microgreens anywhere. And yeah, there's other stuff like Dr. Doug Graham has an audiobook in there. There's just so much other information, not just recipes. So
Yeah, and
Julie,
Ted's
what were
course.
your favorites from the last bundle, and have you gotten this bundle yet?
I have gotten this bundle already, like day one, like the second it hit my email box. I mean, I don't wait on the bundle. So it's just a no-brainer. So my favorite recipe so far was I forget exactly what you call them, forgive me, but the like coconut poppers from your party food book, because we recently did I found a group of raw vegans local to me. So awesome to have a community like that. It's just so fun because it's so nice to go to a party where you can eat everything. I do believe that I can eat anything no matter where I go, because there's going to be some kind of fruit or vegetable, like when you go out to eat and stuff. I've learned how to live this lifestyle on the go, but to be able to go to a party that's full of people like you and be able to eat everything there, it's so exciting. So I made I think the coconut poppers, what do you call them? Like,
I think it was the
poppers.
Mushroom popcorn, I think. Something like that. Yeah.
It's okay with like the cocktail sauce. Big hit, gone in like 5 seconds. Like they did not last. Quick as tray emptied. So that's my favorite one so far, but I've got a whole bunch queued up to try.
Nice.
So
Here they are.
Yes, there they are.
Yeah, so good.
Delicious.
Oh yeah, so yummy. Yes, that's them.
Did you
Nice.
download all the books from the first bundle, Julie?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this one. I have them all. Yeah.
Because
Saved
I know
them to my
some
computer,
people.
to my Google Drive. Like, gotta make sure.
Awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. I know some people that I've talked to haven't downloaded them all because they're like kind of overwhelmed. Like, okay, I'm gonna stick with this one, but it is good to download them, right? Because you only have the access to download them for a year.
Yeah, for sure. And putting them in backup, because then you can always get to them anytime you want. And if they're in backup like Google Drive or Dropbox or even on an external USB stick, then in case your computer or your phone dies on you, you can always access them from the cloud or from your USB. But we have another question here. I hesitate to get recipe books as some ingredients may not be available as I'm not in North America. That's a great question because the bundle is from people all over the world. We have people from Japan, we've got Asia, Malaysia, we have the Netherlands, we have Sweden, we've got Canada in there. Mexico, there's places, Costa Rica, all over the world, and we try to keep the ingredients, Australia too, yeah. We try to keep the ingredients as easy as possible, but you can always swap out ingredients for what works for you as well. Like if you aren't able to get papayas, maybe use a different kind of fruit in your smoothie or what have you, and get creative with what you have. But the recipes are really just really good guides and ideas because we all, it's easy to eat a plate of mangoes or blend in a smoothie, but if you want to make a burger and say you don't have beets available, you could use carrots or you could use cauliflower or something like that, whatever's available to you, because it's not about being perfect, it's about striving to do more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like there's all levels of recipes, right? Like
Mhm.
my ebook is so basic, like very beginner friendly, especially if you're just transitioning into the lifestyle. Like I like to make it as easy as possible. And then we've got like the ones with Lissa with the dehydrator. I'm not saying they're hard.
Mhm.
It's just like, I don't know, a little bit more extra like steps or ingredients, but they're still very basic. Like I'm looking at these jalapeno poppers right now. I can't wait to make them. I mean, who doesn't have like almonds and garlic and bell peppers, you know?
Mhm. Yeah,
Can't list all the
exactly.
ingredients. But
We're actually going to be making that recipe live on Chef AJ's YouTube channel November 1st at 9 a.m. Pacific. So if anyone wants to do those with us, feel free to join us on Chef AJ's YouTube channel. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun.
So good.
Yeah. So the lives have been so fun and appreciated. You're very welcome. Yeah, we had I think there was over 230 lives planned between all of us for this whole bundle event. It's been absolutely amazing.
Just incredible.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this one was super last minute. We were like, let's just hop on tomorrow. Like Julie came up with her idea with her success story. So this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my Instagram has been lighting up like a Christmas tree with all of your lives like across the top of my screen where the stories are. So I just wanted to participate, and I wanted to tell people genuinely how awesome I think this is.
Mm-hmm.
So Julie, have you been like mostly raw then this whole time since the last bundle? Like that was kind of the transition into going raw, was getting the bundle?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I kind of did my toes into it a little bit before that, and I felt like I just struggled with knowing what to make or what to do, or really like understanding the lifestyle. I didn't have a ton of resources before that. So getting the bundle and having like all of those ebooks and again all of those stories and then all of these amazing Instagram accounts to follow was just a lot of inspiration for me to like fully go raw and stay with it. And then to see what happens. Like, I mean, you can test your body and see how it goes because
Yeah.
you could always go back, but I would venture to say you probably won't after you
Yeah.
see like how amazing you feel and your glowy skin. Like, look at all of these glowy skin people. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, that's just what happens. And
Yeah.
so I think like once you start feeling amazing and you look all glowy and you just kind of like radiate this positive energy all the time, you know, you don't really want to go back.
Yeah. And with that energy, you attract all these amazing people. Like, I don't think if I ever went vegan, I would have met you guys. Like, it's just, you know, the
Yeah.
same thing with me, Julie. Like, I started like getting into just more healthier vegan foods because I was really into the junk foods. And then like again, like the ad came up, Ted's course, and then I met all of you, and then I got even into more raw foods because I see like people like Lissa and then Nate and like Ted was vegetarian for 10 years. You guys have been raw for almost 7 years. So, and I just like see your energy and your vibe, and I'm like, I want to feel like that. Like, you know, I want to do the same thing. And with practice, it's really not complicated, you know, and you're investing in yourself and your health. So I don't know, to me it doesn't feel like work ever. Like I enjoy this. It's like a part of my
Yeah.
life. Like it just
Yeah.
becomes your life.
How is shopping now, Julie? Like, do you find that you, was it kind of tricky to shop in the beginning, like taking on this new lifestyle?
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I made the mistake of like frequenting Whole Foods and not realizing like how drastically expensive
Right.
that was by comparison. But I do like walking in the Whole Foods produce section because I feel like there's there's more variety than I'm gonna find at like Target or Publix or something like that. So, but really like networking with people in the community, I started to find local farmers markets. That's way better. Even Costco, I feel like that's a staple for us because my family is eating a lot more raw foods now, especially fruit. Like I can't keep it in this house. I have 3 boys in this house with me,
Awesome.
and they eat a ton of fruit. We have a fruit wall. And that's just like fair game. You don't have to ask if you want fruit. You just eat fruit all day long. And they do, and they eat it all. And so I need to buy it in bulk.
Yeah.
And so Costco's really helped with that. And then there is also, do my husband and children eat raw too? My husband does not. Actually, my husband and my kids don't. My kids eat raw for breakfast and most of their lunches. And I pack every single lunch. I actually think it's super easy. When I wake up in the morning, I like make their breakfast. And while they're eating their breakfast, I make their lunch. And I do all of that in 20 minutes or less. Totally worth it to me so that I know that they're eating healthy, nutritious meals. Because guys, have you seen a lunch menu from a school in a while? Like,
So
it's
bad.
so bad.
So
I
bad.
mean, it's literally not a single meal that I would allow my kids to eat.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to let them eat there, but it's
Mhm.
so bad. I mean, just like pizza and cheeseburgers and Alfredo. Yeah.
They're making patties
Yeah.
that look like they're 40 years old. It's just
Yeah.
It's horrible.
So,
Yeah.
so no, my husband and my kids are not completely raw. They eat cooked dinners. And it was a big lifestyle shift, right? Even when I went vegan, it was a big lifestyle shift because my husband is not vegan, and we had to figure out how to make that work. Like, how do I kiss you if you're eating stuff I don't want to eat?
Right.
It's hard, right? But that's something that we figured out how to make it work because my relationship is not built on that. Like, my relationship thrives despite the fact that we have completely different lifestyles because my needs are still being met and I'm still meeting his needs. So like, as long as you're still able to meet each other's relationship needs, you can still make a relationship thrive, even if you're completely different. I mean, he's an adrenaline junkie. I am not an adrenaline junkie. So yeah, you were asking me.
Yeah, what are your kids' favorite raw meals that you make? And
I
and
was
how
about to
did you-
ask that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I wanted to know what are their favorite things maybe from the bundle, and what or how did you get them to start eating more vegetables? Because that's, there's picky eaters out there, and kids, they want the chicken nuggets, but
Yeah. Oh man, my son had sensory processing issues, so he was like a chicken nugget mac and cheese kid before veganism. Forgive me. And so like it was really challenging in the beginning because if I even put like a raspberry on his plate, he would just kind of toss it back at me. So how did I start? I started with smoothies because I feel like you can hide anything in a smoothie. And so I just made like really yummy strawberry banana smoothies and things like that. And then I was adding greens in there, and they'd ask me, Mommy, why is it green? And I'm like, it's a Hulk smoothie. And so anyway, I started with smoothies. I felt like that was a safer bet. And I started also like cutting their fruit shapes. And this is really easy, guys. I know it sounds complicated. It's not. You can get like little fruit cutters and stuff off of Amazon, and making things in cute shapes is really exciting to children. So like you cut out little flowers or little butterflies or things like that, and they're really excited about it. We also started, we called it playing with your food. I promote playing with your food. So even just interacting with it, if it was some like a unfamiliar food, I just gave them what is that sea urchin fruit called? Rambutan.
Oh,
Rambutan.
Yeah. So I just gave them that the other day, and their immediate reaction was like, "I am not touching that. I'm not touching that. It's tentacle." If you haven't seen it before, it's all hairy and stuff. My kids were like, "No," but they ate it and they loved it. They said it tastes like grapes. Yep. So we play with our food. Like, I just want them to touch it, interact with it, throw it. I don't care. They get their own cutters. They get their own like kid cutters so they can prep it themselves, because anything they prep themselves, they're willing to try. Anything, like just because like they made it, they're more invested into trying it. As far as raw vegan meals go, they eat all fruits, any and all fruits. So I do a lot of fruit bowls, smoothies, mono meals for breakfast. So we do a lot of fruit. And then for meals, one of their favorites, I don't remember who did it in the bundle last time, but it was sushi rice, like cauliflower rice with peppers and cucumber and carrots and other various vegetables in it. And then you put like a coconut aminos on it and like some seasonings, and it's delicious. It tastes like sushi rice to me. And you can make like little cauliflower sushi. I'll be completely honest, I have not perfected that skill yet. They like it, but mine falls apart, so I just make it into a sushi bowl. Yay!
Nice. Yeah, awesome.
And it's still delicious. They love it. The way that I did that, where I transitioned them from cooked to raw, is I would mix those foods. Like if I made a sushi rice, I would mix it with regular rice. And so I would start with like a 100% regular rice, and I just added veggies in. And then the next time I would do like 70% rice and 30% cauliflower rice. And then I would slowly start tweaking that ratio until I pushed it to all raw. And they don't even flinch now. I mean, my kids, they'll eat raw broccoli like it's potato chips. Like it's awesome.
That is so
at
awesome.
that level.
I love
Lucky.
that because we,
Lucky
you know, it
kids.
really is their gut microbiome too, right? Because when you are eating the processed foods and the high fats and even the animal products, your gut microbiome is tuned to digest those foods. So it is good that you did that slowly, to slowly transition, because over time their gut microbiome builds and is happier. And that's what Nate's book was about in the last bundle, was dude food. And this time he's got an awesome book called Alive, to teach how to grow sprouts and microgreens. And when you were talking, Julie, about adding things to the smoothies, I was thinking about Nate, because he's been adding microgreens to the smoothies, and I haven't even noticed. He'll tell me, like, I put microgreens in there. I'm like, what? I didn't even know. So Nate, tell us a little bit about your book.
Yeah, so the book is Alive, and really, when we think about raw foods, you know, we can think different things like, oh, you know, raw vegan, what is that? Like you're saying, Julie, like, am I just gonna have to eat a bunch of salads, or, you know, what is it? And when I think of raw foods, I think of John, the guy that I met skiing, who was 86 years old, reversed his stage 4 colorectal cancer at the age of 42, was a raw foodie for 44 years when I met him. So 86 on the ski hill, and he was all about living foods. And it really made sense to me. I'm like, okay, yeah, like, you know, you are what you eat. So if you want to live, you got to eat living foods. So the book Alive, really, I just wanted to inspire people to start to sprout more and grow microgreens, because for one, they're really beautiful right on your countertop or on your dishes, in your soups, in your salads. And yeah, and you can throw them in your smoothies, your nice creams, all these kinds of things. And you can't even really taste them necessarily, unless they're like a radish sprout or a leek or something, you know, oniony. But just to inspire people, not only all the health benefits and the nutrition profile, like they are just so packed with micronutrients, incredible, good source of fiber. And they're so easy to grow. Like you just add water, like it doesn't take anything. And I was kind of a little scared when I first started to grow microgreens, like, oh, I don't want to mess these up, because I don't really have like the best green thumb. You know, gardens, we've always had gardens, and, you know, gardening isn't necessarily too hard. You know, if you amend the soil and you get good seed starts, or if you start your own seeds, like gardens grow, but it takes months to harvest. And what's so powerful with these little guys, these sprouts and microgreens, is it's like you're harvesting within like 3 days to 5 days for sprouts. And like, you know, depending on the microgreen, like 10 to maybe like 14 days. And you have a full, you know, crop, so to speak, ready to go. So really the inspiration was just to try to let people know how easy it is. And I've been doing this grow along every single day, so people can kind of see like the process that we have here, which is super simple. You know, it's basically urban farming, like we're growing in our our high rise, we're 21 floors up. So just to showcase like how easy it is. And no matter what diet you follow, just like this raw vegan bundle, like you don't have to be vegan, you don't have to be plant-based to enjoy these foods and to incorporate these foods more. But like, as you're saying, Julie, like, what happened to you within just a short amount of time? Now you don't have to go back to your doctor. Like, it's just incredible. So the book Alive is just, I feel like couples, you know, just, it adds that much more to this diet and lifestyle. We need to have these kinds of things in our life. You know, we're all, you know, a lot of people are really concerned about their macros, you know, their proteins, their carbs, and their fats. But what about the micronutrients? Like the micronutrients are so important. And with sprouts and microgreens, you are getting just a massive amount of micronutrients in with just a couple of days. And it just takes, you know, you rinse them real quick, drain them, you know, for sprouts, and same thing, rinse them, drain them at night. And then just in a couple days, you're eating fresh sprouts. And microgreens, of course, you're just watering twice a day. So it doesn't take hardly any work. And they just do their thing. They grow all day long while you're working or doing whatever you do. And so, yeah, that was the inspiration behind the book. It's just like most people don't really know about sprouts or microgreens or growing sprouts or microgreens. And of course, it's nothing new. It's been around for thousands of years. It's probably since the beginning of time, of course, right? But everybody should be doing it. Everybody should be sprouting and growing microgreens. Like, it doesn't take anything, and it just adds that much more to our diet.
I was thinking too, while you were saying that Julie, this would be something that you could get the kids involved with to grow their own microgreens, and then they could cut them off and put them in their wraps or whatever, because that would get them more in tune with the food. It would be something fun to do. Totally.
Absolutely. My kids are Cub Scouts, and we did a project with that where we were sprouting, but I need to get back to it. I love sprouting. I haven't done it in a while, but I love it, especially like, remember when COVID started and I felt like it was hard to find certain foods. Like, I was ordering things on Amazon for like quadruple the price that you would find at the store, but the stores where I was at the time were totally empty. And, you know, all you need for sprouting and to have your own food, like a huge supply of food, just have a really big bag of seeds, and then you've got food for a long time. And that's a sustainable way to like not have to worry about some kind of impending crisis. So yeah, but I love sprouting with my kids, and I am inspired from everything you just said, and we'll be doing that when I get off the live.
I love it. Yeah, it's definitely
Nice.
it's really empowering. And like you said, the food storage, you know, I feel like we have a whole cabinet dedicated, one of those corner cabinets, you know, kind of like the Lazy Susan corner cabinets, just packed full of seeds and beans. And I feel safe because I'm like, wow, we've got probably a year's worth of food in here.
Exactly.
And more so too, it's like a little project that you're working on. So it's kind of like a little hobby, and it's like your little baby, and you get excited. I mean, who doesn't get excited when they plant a seed and it blooms, right? It's like, ooh, it's growing. So it's a good way to be productive with time, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, it feels good. Feels good. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. We had a blast. I've got another live coming up here shortly. We did have a couple questions. Somebody was asking about losing too much weight on a raw diet. All I would have to say for that is make sure you eat enough, because if you're not eating enough, then you're going to lose too much weight. So make sure you eat enough, do your workouts, that kind of thing. How do you prepare beans raw? We sprout our lentils and mung beans. What else, Nate? Chickpeas, peas.
Yeah, the chickpeas.
You can do adzuki beans as well. And we just sprout them. So there's no cooking involved. Sprouting
In the book
is good.
Alive, I did put the steps and procedures if you wanted to do kidney beans, because a lot of people like kidney beans. And it's interesting because that's like one of the beans that's not good to eat raw or sprouted. So you'd want to still cook those. We don't eat the kidney beans. We just stick with lentils, mung beans, and chickpeas for the beans, our primary beans. We do have some like beluga and a couple other beans that are kind of like back in the cupboard. We haven't really messed with those too much. But the lentils, they're so delicious. They're like really mild, and they're so cheap. They're like dirt cheap. So we just eat those, and the mung beans. So lentils and mung beans are the ones that we eat the most of. And yeah, you know, same thing. I've been doing the grow along, showing you guys, if you come to my page, I have a series of the grow along. Today is day 11. So you can see the process. It's so simple. It literally takes like, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds to rinse them in the morning, and then another 30 seconds at night. And then in a few days, like you start with just this many beans in the bottom, a couple tablespoons, and it fills the whole quart jar is just packed full. So the yield is incredible. And if you do that every few days, you've always got jars of beans in your fridge, and they're fresh. Like, you don't have to worry about, where they came from and if there's pathogens and all that kind of stuff that may come with some of the ones that you buy in the store, because depending on how long they've been sitting on the shelves and such. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah. What about corn? We do raw corn. Just take the husk off and cut it off the corn cob and put it in the salad.
Love corn. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I wanted to ask Julie one more question. What are your kids, I would say, like, their absolute most favorite vegetables to eat? Like you said, broccoli.
Broccoli and carrots, hands down. And they'll just eat those without anything, no dips or anything like that. They just eat them like chips. Those and fruits. That's our snacks around the house. I did want to add about my kids too, that when they started eating more plant-based, my son used to have asthma, really bad asthma. We went to the hospital a few times a year. He doesn't even have asthma anymore.
Wow.
So awesome.
Yeah, so that by itself was amazing. And then my youngest was diagnosed with ADHD and autism. He was on medication for over a year for that. And I was able to wean him off the medication and show his doctors like that his behaviors and his grades were better off the medication than they were on the medication. Because I believe because of him going plant-based.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I grew up with asthma. Asthma was definitely something I grew up with. I had my inhaler with me everywhere since going raw, like even into my adult years. But since going raw, I have not had any kind of an asthma attack, and I've been rolling in the grass sometimes. That is incredible to hear. I bet your kid feels amazing, and I bet you as a mother feel so good.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe everyone wants to do the best things for their children, but you don't know what you don't know. And, so I don't hold any like guilt or resentment towards myself for like what happened in the past, but I'm so blessed and so grateful to be where we're at now and to know what I know, so that they didn't have to deal with like all the health issues I dealt with in my adult years.
Hey, like you're saying, the mother wants the best, and the same with Mother Nature. She just wants the best for us, right? When we go back to nature and we start eating from nature, oh my gosh, that is so awesome, Julie.
I love it. So thank you all of you for joining today. This has been an absolute amazing live. We'll have to do more of these all together.
That's the first time we've done the 4.
Yes.
It's really cool.
First time. And
So
thanks to Yelina and Julie for mentioning to do this, because it's just been so much fun. I think a lot of people gained a lot of value from this, to hear from Julie's perspective as somebody who just changed to eating more raw and changed their family to just eating more raw, not fully raw, right? But just adding more as much as possible, how it changes your whole life. It's really powerful.
Incredible.
With time. Yeah.
Even like what's around you, not just what's inside you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're awesome, Julie.
You're awesome, Julie. You're awesome, Yelina.
You're all awesome.
You're awesome, my love.
Love you guys.
You guys too. Love you guys.
Yeah.
See you
Thank
guys.
you very
Have a
much.
good rest of your day.
We'll see you later.
See you guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.